simple vote buying practice which changed the mode of electoral process here in the Philippines. Politics in the Philippines has evolved into a money matter. You believe that I'm a good leader and I can serve the town well. But when you're given 1,000 pesos, 500 pesos, you change your mind. We were childless for 8 years of marriage. And for 8 years, we prayed for that we will be blessed with
I
children.
heard reports about some kidnapping here in Lingayen at the beach and some people being stomped to the ground. So, do you think that your municipal or Lingayen was safe?
I would say that we have one of the best local risk reduction management office here.
Simply promise and you. To our viewers, this is Simply Promise and You, and this is me, your usual host, Promise, and
Yeah, I'm the usual co-host. You can call me Mariam or whatever you want to call me. But now we are very, very honored, of course, to interview our beloved mayor of Lingayen, which is the capital town of our province, Pangasinan, here in the Philippines. It's one of the most beautiful towns here in our province. So let us all welcome Mr. Leopoldo Bataoil. Hello, sir.
Hello, thank you for this opportunity. Likewise, I'm honored that you mentioned about Lingayen as the capital town of this great province of Pangasinan and one of the most beautiful places to visit. No?
yes, yes.
I'm glad.
Thank you. But I want to find out, like, how hard is it for you as a politician to balance your time as a politician, as a son, as a husband, and as a father? How do you balance it?
Very good question. I'm I'm beginning to realize that after 9 years in Congress plus 6 years as your mayor, a total of 15 years in the public service plus 33 years in the uniform service, so that's a total of 48 years of public service. When I married in 1985,
I wasn't yet born then.
you were not yet born. When I married in 1985, I told my wife that I'm married to the service, to the people, to the republic, and the family will just have to support me. And then my wife somehow understood that because she's a daughter of a retired military officer who passed away already. And so she understood my role as a man who came from the service and then public service. Then your question is very intriguing because now I came to realize that in my dedication for public service, somehow I have relegated my family. Yeah. But then, in my service, I made it a point to make up by way of, for example, whenever I have quality time to devote for my family, I join them. Special occasions, I join them. I bring the children to school at the time and have dinner together and attend various activities together. But immediately after, I go back to where I should work. And I believe that even if they were relegated in the background of my service, I believe that every opportunity, every quality time, I even if it was not so much, I was able uh, to achieve my role as a father of a family, as a devoted husband, likewise, and that had been appreciated by my family. We were childless for 8 years of marriage. And for 8 years, we prayed for that we will be blessed with children. The first opportunity came after 8 years was when my brother-in-law, who passed away already, but he was a priest, Catholic priest. Yes.
She's a devout Roman Catholic.
Oh, you are? Oh, good to know. My brother-in-law, who was a priest, Father Dennis Leran Naim, who served in Papua New Guinea as a missionary, a Salesian priest, he suggested to us, why don't you adopt? Why don't you go through adoption? And we followed his advice. My wife had also some inkling about forming a family of our own, so we applied for adoption. Our first adoption was filed in the Kaisahang Buhay Foundation.
Okay.
And they matched us with a 6-month-old baby girl. Why 6-month-old? Because the Constitution at that time already amended. The biological mother can still change her mind, even if she signed a waiver already that she can have her child adopted. So from the airport, we went to Kaisahang Boy Foundation, but we were met by social worker. The social worker approached us, do not enter yet. Why? Because the child is crying and crying for for a long time now. She might reject you. We got inside the Kaisahang Buhay Foundation and we saw the child. When I opened my arms, she came to me. And she embraced me. And so we were embracing each other. Gina, my wife, opened her arms. She also transferred to my wife. The second daughter, while years went by, my child, my firstborn child, Carmela, asked for a sister or brother, sabi niya.
Maybe she's feeling alone. She wants someone
think
to play
so.
with.
Too, that she was feeling alone. And siguro, at that age, 5 years old na siya. At that age, we thought of, acceding to a request. And then, my wife got wind of a, a, a pregnant woman who wanted her child to be adopted. But then the child has to be born in a hospital in Bacolod. When she was born, she was very thin. She was born on February 9. February 9. Here's your baby on a February 14. And Carmela, my first daughter, said, what a beautiful Valentine's gift. February 14, a delivery niya. Right in our home. So we had my second daughter, adopted daughter, delivered on a February 14.
So totally, you have two children now, right?
Yeah.
So you made mention about you serving in the military and the police, right? You know, when I came here, I heard reports about some kidnapping here in Lingayen at the beach and some people being
Yeah.
stomped to the ground. So do you think that your municipal or Lingayen was safe?
I believe so. That the Lingayen as an LGU with its departments all together work in addressing problems on peace and order, problems on poverty, problems on social unrest, and many things, and many things. I gave commendation to our Philippine National Police, local police, yung Lingayen. Why? Because in any instance that grew here, several occasions, there were some crisis situation. They were able to solve it in reasonable period of time. In fact, there was one occasion where a student was raped and killed in Kapandanan. Immediately, within a reasonable period of time, few hours or so, if I'm not mistaken, 48 hours, within 48 hours, the case was solved and the case was filed against the perpetrator who was identified. Then another one that transpired here in Lingayen Baywalk,
Okay, yeah.
which involved a student likewise of PSU. This student was also killed in and buried in the sand.
Yeah.
But we were able to identify the perpetrator who was a boyfriend and they had misunderstanding of some sort. I would say that we have one of the best local risk reduction management office here. Yeah, we also respond as far as Aguilar, as far as Bugalyon, Labrador. Why? Because one of my priorities is training of our own personnel. When they train, they needed state-of-the-art equipment. So I purchased for them rescue vehicles and speedboats and rubber boats, aside from the training and many others.
Okay.
So, you also mentioned that you have two daughters, and you have this. You're one of the. I can say you're one of the politicians who have a good reputation. Like, everyone admires you as a leader of this community. But have you also like asked your children to also enter the world of politics, and will you advise them to do it?
At the very first instance, I know already their stand. They don't want me to be in politics, even my wife. In fact, I was even told when I was still in Congress, I was told by my wife, why don't you resign from your position? Give chance to others, which I would like to. That's what I did here. I trained the younger generation to become leaders of this town when the right time comes. My vice mayor was not my party mate. And when he won as the vice mayor, had been very supportive. He had been very inquisitive also. What else can he do for this town of Lingayen? So I trained him to be a good mayor of this town. But sad to say that he also lost.
Oh.
He lost as a vice mayor. He lost as a mayor because I trained him to be the mayor. I lost as a congressman for this for this 2025 May 12 election. So let it be.
Okay, you contested as a congressman.
Yes, I
You
contest.
didn't contest as a mayor.
No, no more. I still have my one term here.
Okay.
I serve here as a second termer, mayor, and I still have one more term.
Okay.
Contrary to advice of many people, some political advisors of mine, I decided to run as congressman for many reasons. Number one, I have trained already the younger generation to take over this town because I belong to the aging generation, so to speak. So I cannot be here forever as a mayor. I cannot be here forever as a congressman or whatever capacity. And so therefore, we have to prepare the younger generation to be qualified, responsible, and able. So on that note, I believe that I have done my part. So I risk my political career. And if it's the will of the people, it must be the will of God, no? And so let it be. Let him continue his second term as a congressman. And my vice mayor and myself, my vice mayor is supposed to be, if you won, you will be the next mayor here. But he did not make it like me. So let it be.
Okay. You made mention about political dynasty. Yeah.
Yeah?
And since I've come here in the Philippines, I've seen some political dynasties like the Dutertes, the Marcos, and you made mention about
Yeah.
a dynasty here in Lingayen.
Mhm.
So, is there any advantages? Is there any pros? And what are some of the cons of having a political dynasty? And now, A follow-up question to that is that what do you think about the arrest of Duterte by the international?
Yeah, in the Philippines, there are so many talents, so many leaders who can be entrusted with sensitive positions, but they don't have the opportunity. Why? Because politics in the Philippines has evolved into a money matter. Sad to say that it became a money matter. For example, you believe that I'm a good leader and I can serve the town well. But when you're given 1,000 pesos, 500 pesos, you change your mind.
Yeah, sorry to cut you short. Even I noticed that here during the elections, people were gathered in some places, and I heard there are some
Yeah,
vote buying. Does vote
it's
is it true?
simple vote buying practice which changed the mode of electoral process here in the Philippines. Sad to say, here we are who are advocating good governance. By the way, this town is an awardee of Seal of Good Local Governance consistently since I took over in 2019 up to this time. It is an awardee of Seal of Good Local Governance, the motherable awards of the government, combined all together, all agencies of government. No? And just yesterday, the other day, I went to Iloilo to receive another award of this town. What is that award? Unmodified audit report by COA, the Commission on Audit, for our transparent, accountable, and proper use of the people's money. We are one of the few LGUs in the whole Philippines, LGUs, local government units in the full Philippines, who were given that special award.
So that's good. So which means there is vote buying in the Philippines. So concerning what I asked, what do you think about Duterte's arrests by the INC? Like, what do you make of that
On Duterte's,
arrest?
on the national scene,
Yes, go.
it turned out otherwise. It's a mix of the people's will against the vote buying will. The vote buying will somehow turned out to be true in some local areas. But the people's will on the national scene turned out to be false. Meaning to say that it did not turn out the way some people thought it to be. For example, there was this massive ayuda, massive ayuda operation. I, in fact, I risked my political career I know that it's going to happen. Why? Because my opponent is heavily loaded.
Hmm.
If you know what I mean.
Yes.
Heavily
Yes.
loaded.
Yes. Yes.
And I cannot possibly match that heavy load, no?
His
It's a-
facts.
Yeah, that's a given fact. And all the people here know that. But I risked my political career. Given that fact, it turned out to be detrimental for me. I did not win, but I'm consoled with the fact that I risked my political career for a cause, for a reason.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. What is your advice po? Since there are so many youths who are coming out as like the dreamers, they want to enter the world of politics. What are your advices to them, and what strengths or like talents or attitudes a politician must have?
Yes. If this, I think it's it has to be a top to bottom kind of leadership role modeling. Meaning to say that from the top, they should already exemplify good governance. And it should cascade all the way down to the lowest unit of our government. And the people of the Philippines, I believe deep in my heart that if they see a good role model, they will follow, no? Especially when it comes from the top. But when the top will initiate something detrimental to the whole country, everybody or some wise thinking people will follow the example that is beneficial, personally beneficial to them, but they don't care about the overall effect. So my advice is to pray for those well-meaning national leaders. Like for example, in the national government, I heard that the newly elected ones, senators, will oppose the ayuda system, meaning to say that the ayuda system has evolved into in aid of re-election, and including political, including religious as well. Do you know that I was supposed to be the choice of one religious group, but 2 days before election, it turned out otherwise, and I was no longer their candidate.
Could there be a reason behind that?
There is something behind that, which I cannot
Okay.
disclose.
Okay.
There's something behind that, and I cannot disclose. And so but some insiders have been informing me that I'm the choice. Siguro a week before, I'm the choice. But still, considering that fact, I still did my homework of campaigning very strongly and in accordance with the books. No? But 2 days after, I'm no longer the choice.
So let me ask. Sorry to interject. I've noticed that here in the Philippines, some religious bodies or organizations or churches do endorse a candidate. Do you think it is within the purview of a church or a religious body to endorse a candidate? Isn't that a form of interference,
It
electoral
is.
interference?
It is, but you know, it also borders on belief system. It is bordering on political interference, at the same time belief system. So, who are we to judge a particular belief system? Number one, we have a freedom of religion.
Okay.
Yeah. Number two, we are democratic system. And I think that explains everything.
Okay.
So I think that's it for the interview. We're very, very honored and thankful po that you allowed us to interview you. And guys, if you have any comments or thoughts, opinions about our meaningful discussion for today, you can comment down below. You can also subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and you can also check their page, your website. So we will put the link on our description box, so you can visit it, and you can see their projects, everything that they do, their accomplishments, if you wanted to know more about them.
Yeah.
So,
If I may add,
okay.
you can visit my Facebook.
Yeah, yeah. Facebook, yeah.
My Facebook
We'll
page.
also make sure that we add your Facebook in the link.
Yes,
So
yes.
people can follow up on you. And
Thank
we
you.
are very, very grateful. You seem like a very humble leader. Honestly,
Thank
when we
you.
walked in here, the kind of reception you gave us
Yes,
was
thank
very
you.
good. So guys, please make sure you like this video, share, and
Yes.
subscribe if you are new to this here. Thank you, Paul.